Batman vs. Superman was directed by Zack Snyder, who also directed 300, Man of Steel, and Watchmen. Going into this movie, I wasn't expecting a fantastic film. I was expecting a good film. And that's what I got. A legitimately good film. This movie wasn't great. It wasn't above average. It was just average. And it wasn't a bad movie either. So after the events of Man of Steel, the world is wondering, can we trust Superman? Is he doing the right thing? And Batman, of course, thinks he's not. He killed thousands of people in the events of Man of Steel, and some of which Batman actually cared for and knew. So Batman is ready to take Superman out. So I have some things I like about this movie and some things I don't like so much. First things first, let's start with the things I like. So the best thing for sure about this movie is Batman. Ben Affleck's Batman is incredible. I love every minute that Batman's on screen. He is Batman. And I'm surprised because when I first heard Ben Affleck's gonna play Batman, I freaked out. Ben Affleck, Daredevil, he surprised everyone and made a good film. This movie was really good. It's the most brutal Batman I've ever seen on film. He's also my favorite Batman I've ever seen on film. Batman has the dark and brooding nature that I've always wanted to see in a Batman film, and that he has in the Frank Miller comics. The fights are amazingly choreographed, and he really seems like he's a master of all martial arts. This seems like a style that Batman would use in an actual fight. Batman is terrifying. If I were a criminal, I would be running scared. I would be terrified. And it's perfect because that's what Batman does. He terrifies the criminals into not doing bad things. Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne is also great. Bruce Wayne in this movie is great. He's a great character and you really feel for him throughout the movie. You feel that a part of him got hurt in the events of Man of Steel as well. He saw so many people die. He was there on that day when Superman crashed through buildings, killed thousands of people. You get why Batman hates Superman. You understand. You care for Batman. You don't want him to get hurt. Ben Affleck portrays the billionaire playboy perfectly. Bruce Wayne is portrayed perfectly in this movie. I like him. He's an older version of Batman. I found the acting in this movie really good, really amazing. Ben Affleck's acting ability in this movie is really good. I really enjoyed watching Ben Affleck throughout this film because Ben Affleck portrayed his character so well. No one thought he was gonna do well, but he really showed up and made this movie really good. Henry Cavill's Superman in this movie is really good. He's much better than the Man of Steel Superman and has learned from his mistakes because now he knows that he can't kill thousands of people and he knows that he has to take them out in a serious manner and while not putting human lives at risk. The politics in this movie and the way they react to Superman is real. It feels like how it would be in real life. And Superman has definitely learned from Man of Steel and is a better character now. He's been almost trained. He's like, in Man of Steel, he was just emerging, and now he's almost fully trained and becoming a Superman that knows what he's doing. And he was much more interesting to watch because he was less risky with what he did. He kind of demonstrates what he will do now if a threat emerges. And I think Superman is going to eventually come out and emerge, gain something out of this movie as well. So the next really good thing in this movie is Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is incredible in this movie. She's the best part of the third act in this movie. She just steals the show when she's on fighting. And when it turns to Superman fighting, you say, I want to go back to Wonder Woman fighting. And when she's fighting, it's interesting. It's not repetitive. Her fighting is interesting. And she's a really interesting character when she's Wonder Woman and even when she's not. She's one of the spotlights to this movie, and I really liked her. I actually really liked the storytelling element in this movie. Zack Snyder's known for visual effects and not really a great story, but in this movie he proves everyone wrong but kind of right, because his effects are great and the storytelling is also great. And so in this movie, the story element is great. I loved how they did it. It kind of started off slow, but even in the slow elements in the movie, you were interested because they did interesting things, and they needed the slow part. They needed it to express who Batman is because he's new, who Wonder Woman is, and then um, to get to where they were gonna fight. And I enjoyed that part of the movie because it was interesting and you liked it. I liked how the storytelling element came into play. I just liked it. And a lot of people don't like the storytelling with this movie, but I did. I also really enjoyed soundtrack in the music it's amazing. It's when it's suspenseful music, and not the bad kind of suspenseful music, like intense, thrilling music that you like. And it really gives something new to this movie and gives something new to what audiences think. Okay, so now I get into the kind of negative parts of my review. I find the worst thing in this movie is Lex Luthor. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor it's not Lex Luthor. I don't even know how to describe him. He sounds like someone who just took drugs or something, because he's always this is an example of what he is. Exciting! He sounds like Mickey Mouse, and he's he's just crazy in this movie. And I mean, Lex Luthor is crazy, but he's not stupid. This Lex Luthor is stupid, and I feel like it was kind of just a punch in the face to people who know who Lex Luthor is. There's a scene in this movie where he's having a serious conversation. He pulls out a bunch of Jolly Ranchers, and then, it's cherry flavor. Eat it. That's Lex Luthor. He's putting a Jolly Rancher into someone's mouth. It's not menacing. It's not scary. It's just stupid. There's lots of scenes in this movie where they try to make you laugh because of Lex Luthor. You're not laughing with Lex Luthor. You're laughing at him, which is not good. You're not supposed to be laughing at a character in this movie. You're supposed to be laughing at a joke they say or something like that. You never want to be laughing at the movie. So that's my biggest problem with this movie. The second biggest, which is pretty big, is what Batman does in this movie. Batman's killing in this movie. He kills people. He blows people up with machine gun fire and just blows them up. And it's not just in the nightmare scene either, because that would be okay. It's a dream. In real life, he's blowing people up with his Batmobile, shooting people down with his plane. He's killing people, straight up murdering them. And that's not okay, because what Batman does is he doesn't kill. That's what makes him better than the criminals. That's what makes him not a criminal, because he doesn't kill. And my question is, if Batman's killing now, why isn't the Joker dead? And all that. I mean, some can argue that the people aren't actually dead, but you see, everything blows up, and it's just not Batman. It's not Batman, and I don't know what the studios were thinking. Now Batman can kill people, because in the comics he never kills, and it's not Batman, and that's one of my biggest problems. Lois Lane in this movie, she's better than Man of Steel, but not in the good category yet, because she's following something. She has an idea, a kind of a story to follow towards as a journalist, but it's not a good one, and it relates in no way to the plot. She's not good in this movie, but she is better than Man of Steel, where she had nothing to do at all. In this movie, she has something, but it just has no relevance and is boring. Okay, guys, so that was my review for Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, and I liked this movie, and and I think if you have the chance, you should go see it with a couple friends. And I think I'm gonna watch it one or two times more. And I give this movie a B minus. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe, like, and comment below. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Thanks for watching. It really means a lot. If you can, please comment, like, or subscribe.